So welcome to this final episode in the QuickStart series. You've created your app and now we're going to look how you submit it to the Android Play Store. Just before we get started though, I want to remind you that Appetize is not just a good tool for testing, but also you can use it to get screenshots for your application, which you might want to use in the next few steps. But now we want to head over to Google Play Console, so search for that in Google and then log into your Google account and you should come to a page like this. So on the All Applications tab, what we want to do is come up to the Create Application, click that and then create an application. It's probably be worth noting at this point that anywhere where there's a blue asterisk like this, you're going to need to fill that information in. If it hasn't got that, it's optional. So let's choose the language. I'm going to leave it as English United States and give it a title, which in our case is Coffee to Go Tribal App. Go ahead and click Create and then we come to the store listing page. You can see over here on the left all the things that we need to be looking at and getting right, and in particular it's these ticks that we want to see turn green as we go through the setup. Now you need to work through the page, so scroll down, filling in each of the sections as you go, the short description, the full description, upload an icon by selecting this area here and then uploading a file from your computer. Scroll down a bit more and you can see that you now have to upload some images, so for your phone, the tablet, if you want to an Android TV and a wearable. Again, this is just a case of selecting the right image from your computer and uploading it. You simply need to work through the page, adding each photo where you need to have them. Scroll down further and you come to the categorization area. So select the type, in my case it's an application, and the category, which would make sense for it to be food and drink, being a coffee app. Keep scrolling down. I'm going to skip tags and content rating. Content rating we'll come back to in just a moment. So fill in the contact details. Make sure you have a privacy policy. Once you've filled everything in on that page, then you can save as draft and you'll see now that the store listing has turned to green. So we're good on that one. So come up now to App Release, select that, and on the next page scroll down a bit to the production track and you can see that there is production, and if you come over here click the Manage button. On the next page you're going to come down and click Create Release. You're going to be asked whether you want Google to manage your keys. You're going to say no and opt out. It'll ask you, are you sure? And you're going to say yes, I'm sure. On this next page now that you've opted out, you're going to browse to your files and you're going to upload that APK file that you've used before. The system will say it's gone away and processing it, and then when it's done you can see that the file is now on your list here. So with the APK file downloaded, now just scroll down the page and you'll come now to the release name. I've just left it as it is, but you could call it something if you wanted to, like, I don't know, Latte Grande or something, but leave it as it is. Then you just need to put in your release notes. So on here I'm simply going to say this is the first release of this app. So fill that in and then press that save button. Once that's saved, you'll get a little success message up the top here, and then you can see over here the app release button is green and we can go on to the next stage. So let's move on down now to content rating. Then once you've selected that, we'll move over, hit the continue button, and then you'll come on to the email address section and you just need to put in an email address in both of those boxes. Then move down the page to select a category and up will pop a list of categories. Take time to read through them so you know what they are and which would apply to your app. I'm going to take the other category down here, so I click on that item and then it's going to bring me to a series of questions that I need to go through and just answer. So we're going to do that now. scroll down the page, answering each of these in turn. When you click one, the next question will open up below. Then simply save your questionnaire. Once saved, it'll show that it's saved, and then you can move across and calculate the rating, and the system will go away, work out what rating it should give you, and come back with a page like this. Scroll right down to the bottom of the page, select Apply Rating. The page will come back and show the rating has been applied, and then we're going to move to the next section, which is Pricing and Distribution. The first thing you need to set is whether your app is paid or free. If it's paid, you need a merchant account, and you need to go and set that up. There's the link that tells you how to do that. Then you're going to set the country. Now I'm going to set it to everywhere, and I'm going to do that by just very simply clicking the available button right at the top of the list here. Then carry on scrolling down the page, answering the questions. So, does your app contain ads? Yes or no? What device categories? Probably best just to leave those unless you know what you're doing with TV, etc. User programs, just leave as is. You then ask your consent questions, so don't worry about marketing, but content guidelines and US export laws you have to accept, so click those and agree those, and then move on to Save Draft. And if all's good, that's another tick in the left-hand column here. So now we're going to hit the last section, which is the app content. So move on over to there, select Start, and then it's a case of just answering these questions. So move down the page, section by section, click the age and then Next. Select whether it can appeal to children or not, and then Next. And then hit Submit on this summary screen. And now you can see that all of the ticks are green. And so we're good and ready to launch. So let's go up to the app releases, and then we're going to hit the manage button in the production track. Okay, so on the next page, we're going to scroll right to the bottom. We're going to hit the review button. And then if you want, you can look at the warnings. You're likely to get one that says that the APK is not optimized. Don't worry, just ignore that. Come back, and then hit that Start Rollout to Production button, and that will get Google on the job of rolling out your app live in the App Store. So congratulations, you've now got your app live both in Apple and in Google. Remember, it was in Workflow 3 that we showed you how to get the Apple details to us that we could put it live for you. So well done, congratulations. Let's just quickly go over those workflow steps so that everything's clear in your mind. So first of all, you need to get your Google and Apple accounts. Make sure you fill in all your details. You gather your assets so you can get on and work through the process. You add a new app to the apps list inside of AppsKit Pro. You create your app. You publish your app inside AppsKit Pro. Make sure you've populated the back office. Test your app, then test it some more. Then create your app. Submit it to the app stores, both Google and Apple. And there you have it. That now concludes the QuickStart workflow series, and I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. Thanks very much. Bye now.